to be. Because this way they don't have to rely on the words of the Most High. They can say, oh, well, it's just a feeling, No. The Bible says what it says, and it's a pretty practical book, right? And the teachings are very practical. But when you don't want to follow it, that's when you start saying everything's spiritual and everything's spooky, right? Read on.
The New Thought movement is a spiritual philosophy that originated in the United States in the late 19th century. While not explicitly a Christian, it was influenced by Christian ideas, as well as Eastern philosophies, metaphysical traditions, and the emerging fields of psychology and self-help. The movement focused on the power of positive thinking, the belief that positive thoughts manifest positive outcomes, while negative thoughts bring about negative circumstances. The law of attraction, the idea that since like attracts like, visualizing and focusing on desired outcomes will attract those circumstances into one's life.
And that's why the reason that they push that type of mindset is so you won't open this Bible up. They don't want you to read that. You understand? Because that has definite answers. But they don't want a definite answer. They want you to have to come to them and, sow a seed, pray on it, and let the Lord move in your favor, right? Because and He's going to give you health, and He's going to heal you, and He's going to give you, that thing that you really want. Well, why would He want to do that when you ignore Him and you don't do what He says to do? Right? It's wicked, man, and it's nonsensical. Okay, read on.
And the belief that the mind has the power to heal the body and attract prosperity. New Thought incorporates elements of Christian mysticism and scriptures, but interprets them in a metaphysical context. Phrases from the Bible like "ask and it will be given to you," Matthew 7:7, are often interpreted as affirmations of the law of attraction. However, New Thought also incorporates ideas from Hinduism, Buddhism, and other Eastern philosophies, making it a syncretic spiritual framework.
Right. So they're taking the biblical things, right, from the true and living God, and they're trying to put it in a mishmash with a bunch of false gods and their teachings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why we got to get up out of there. Okay? They can't stand on the scriptures, but we stand on them. Right?
I got a precept for you.
Come on.
Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail.
Right.
None shall want her mate. For my mouth they have commanded, as His Spirit have gathered them.
Beautiful.
Yeah, no book should mate with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's, they don't want you to read it, okay? Because then their doctrine and their dogma won't hold up, okay? Then they won't get your money, right? Let's read on.
The father of prosperity gospel was a faith-healing preacher from Oklahoma. The man who could be considered the father of modern prosperity gospel teaching is Oral Roberts.
Right, which I remember Brother Bernard bringing this out a couple years ago on the streets. I don't think I was familiar with him, right? But hey, he was the founder of this, right? Go ahead.
Born in 1918 in Pontotoc County, Oklahoma, Roberts rose to prominence in the mid-20th century and played a significant role in shaping modern Pentecostalism and charismatic Christianity. He grew up in poverty. He claims he decided to dedicate his life to Christian ministry after being miraculously healed during a revival meeting. His ministry was one of the first to realize the potential of television as a medium for spreading the gospel, and his program reached millions of viewers. The faith-healing evangelist became so influential that he started his own school, Oral Roberts University. At the height of his influence, Roberts oversaw a ministry that brought in $110 million in annual revenue.
Right. And none of that's going to building the actual kingdom of the Most High. Right? That's all for glitz and glamour and for him to impress the next person and coerce them to giving up their money, right? It's crazy, man. So give me give me Jeremiah 23, verse 21, 22, right? Because he's doing all this, raising all this money, but let's see what the Most High said about that.
I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied.
That's right, and they are so blasphemous in the way they just nonchalantly say God said this and God said that, but you can't find it anywhere in the Bible. They have to pay for that. Read on.
But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned them from their evil way and from the evil of their doing.
That's right. So that's why being part of a prosperity gospel ministry is not going to clean you up.
Right.
It's not going to get you on the straight and narrow. It's not going to, have you being seen acceptable in the eyes of the Most High. It's not even going to have you put away your wickedness, right? You're going to continue to be the same wicked bastard that you are now, but with less money because you're giving it all to some other devil. Okay? That's why we got to wake up, people. Crazy, man. All they had to do is stand in front of the people and read the words of the Most High to the people. That's what's going to clean you up. Okay? Not dunking you in some dirty water, right? And saying some kind of ritualistic words.
Right.
No. It's like in the Bible where it says, wash you, make you clean, put away the evil of your doings, right? Read the Bible and then follow it. A lot of people read it, they forget the second part where you're supposed to follow it and do what it says, right? That's where everybody's going on. All right? Let's read on.
5. The concept of seed faith is a cornerstone of the movement. The doctrine of seed faith postulates that financial giving, particularly to ministries that promote prosperity, gospel preachers, can be likened to planting a seed that will eventually yield a harvest of blessings. You sow a financial seed into a ministry as an act of faith, and in turn, God will multiply that seed in the form of various blessings, which could be financial prosperity, physical healing, or other forms of favor. Roberts articulated the seed faith concept using a threefold model. Number 1, plant a seed. Give something valuable, usually money, as your seed to a ministry. 2, expect a miracle. Have faith. Your act of giving will trigger divine intervention. 3, the miracle. Receive the divine blessing in a manifold manner, often expected to be in material or financial forms.
Right, but see, if 3 don't come, right? So step 1, plant, give money. Step 2, expect the miracle. And step 3, enjoy the miracle, right? But if 3 don't come, they'll say, well, you're not doing 1 enough, right? You're not giving enough, right? Oh, you didn't get that thing you really wanted, or that sickness that you had hasn't gone away. You're not giving enough. But they'll cover that. They'll cloak that by saying you don't have enough faith, right? But what they mean is you're not giving me enough money. It's wicked, man. Let's read on.
Roberts was one of the first to use the medium to attract large audiences. His pilot and chauffeur, Kenneth Copeland, also became one of the most notorious and wealthy prosperity preachers.
I never knew that until I read this article. That Kenneth Copeland was the pilot and chauffeur for Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts taught him the formula on how to get in pockets.
Wow.
And he took it to another level.
That sure did.
And that devil, man, it's funny because I was on the way to camp a couple weeks ago, and I just happened to be listening to this video, and it was about Kenneth Copeland and talking about how when he's so-called preaching, a lot of times he'll stop and pretend like he's talking to the Most High, like the Most High is talking to him. He'll be talking, and he'll just start be like, yes, Lord. Huh? Oh yeah, I'll do that, Lord. Yes, sir. And I'm thinking to myself, and he had about 10 different clips, so we know he did it more than that. But I'm thinking, how wicked is this devil, man? Like the Most High is talking to him.
Satan.
There you go.
I believe, yeah. Yeah.
That's something.
He was saying.
That's his Lord.
Exactly. That's more like it, right?
Yeah.
That's more like it. But yeah, so